All right.
All right.
This is the Into the Woods podcast. I am your host, Isachi Isaac Lalonde, and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Jim Guadalupe with the Green Bean Society.
The Green Bean Society. You heard it here, folks. We've got the Green Bean Society on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm here to bring forth new information we've discovered about green beans.
I legally cannot say that we are sponsored, but...
Did you know that if you eat 15 green beans a day, you will no longer feel emotional turmoil?
Wow. Is that true?
No.
Okay. I feel
It's a lovely day here today. Kind of wet.
Yeah, it is kind of wet.
A little overcast.
It is a little bit overcast. It's a cool 37 degrees right now.
You know, it's a bit chilly, but we're still out here.
We're out here for you. Just like always, you know how we are.
Forever.
We're gonna do this podcast until the day I croak.
Yeah. Well, what you guys don't know is when we're not recording, we're still in the woods.
We're always in the woods.
I have not seen civilization in months.
Yeah, we've been in the woods for months preparing just for this podcast.
We went on the first podcast, and then we got lost instantly.
Yeah, and we found some weird people out there.
But, you know, we've just been walking ever since then.
Yeah. I mean, but we made some good friends.
Yeah.
We made some good friends, and now we're just woods boys.
Yeah, it's fully ingrained into our personas now.
We will never, ever get past this.
There will never be, you know, normal Isaac and Jim Guadalupe.
We will never be normal again.
Never.
So, first thing I want to talk about today is I want to talk about some YouTube channels that we watch. I want to, talk about some of our favorites. I want to talk about some of the most surprising YouTube channels that we watch.
I think I'm going to win this one.
Oh, yeah? My surprising one that I want to say is more like, people are just going to be like, why the fuck do you watch that?
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah. So, first I want to talk about our favorites. One of my favorites at the very moment, and has been for a long time, is Sugar Pine 7.
Yeah.
As I'm wearing their sweatshirt. And, they're definitely inspirational. I feel like my sense of humor has definitely been inspired by them a little bit. So, how about you tell us some of your favorites?
The only real YouTube I watch is Steve 1989 MRE reviews.
Yeah. He does actually watch these, by the way. He really tried to show me them, and I can't get into them, but I respect the fact.
My whole thing, my relationship with YouTube is I can't ever sleep. I'm an insomniac, and there's people in there.
Is there? I don't think so. I don't see anybody. If there are, then they're hunting us as we speak.
That's the weird thing about this podcast is we don't own the woods.
We don't own the woods. There could be people or goblins or wolves at any point.
Anyway, my relationship with YouTube is I don't ever get any sleep. And I'll just pick something to watch, and that's all I'll watch for about 7 hours. Maybe that's why I can't sleep, but...
Yeah, that might have a little bit of an impact.
Okay,
we've got to pick our path.
Last time.
So we're going right this time.
Okay, it's going to be muddy.
It's going to be a muddy one. I'm not necessarily the most prepared for the mud today, but I knew that was coming. So, I'm mentally prepared.
Yeah, but going back to YouTube, I like YouTube channels with a lot of backlog and just stuff that you can just shove in your face. Just content. Just give me that content because it's not going in anywhere. It's not developing in my brain. It's just useless shit that I need to feel.
So, like, one thing... Okay, so one surprising YouTube channel / channels, they're a group of people that I watch. But one of the most surprising YouTube channels / group of channels that I watch is this group called Too Hype.
Too Hype. Is that a 2 or is that the letter 2? It's a 2.
It's like the number.
Okay.
And Sam, I don't think I've even told you about this.
No, I have not heard that.
It's somewhat embarrassing. They make basketball related content.
Oh boy, is this like a Dude Perfect type situation?
It's not like as corny as Dude Perfect, and it's not like they're doing trick shots, but like they play basketball against each other, or like they make 2K content, stuff like that. And they're some of my favorites to watch regularly. Like I have them like on notifications. Like I get notifications for when they post.
No, you don't.
I do.
That's not true.
Dude, and this is something that I've hidden for a while, but I'm not hiding anymore. I like my basketball. I like my basketball content. And, you know, I'm not going to hide that anymore. So, you know, if Too Hype ever comes across this, you know, hit me up. Hit me up. I'll make some basketball content with you guys.
He will. And I'd like to interject that story with a mention. So late last night, I was scouting out this trail to do the podcast, and
yeah,
I came across this man. And now this man was about 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
Completely butt naked.
Of course.
Not a single thing on him. And you'd think, you know, it's still March. It's pretty cold. You don't want to be out here naked. But he was out here in the night. And he had an old, like, film camera.
Oh, yeah?
And he was taking pictures. And he took a few pictures of me. And I said, hey, what you doing? And he scruddled away. I found him again. He took some pictures of me. I'm like, hey. And he got my camera out. Took a picture of him. And he was amazed. He had never seen a digital camera.
Never in his life.
Well, it looked like it. You know, he didn't speak any words to me.
Yeah, and the fact that he was naked is definitely a bit of, like, an off-putting fact.
So I was sitting on a log, taking pictures of him. Then I went to go look at the pictures of my camera. I look up. He hit me with a branch.
Wow.
Right across the head. I passed out. I came to him taking pictures of me with my camera. I said, hey, man, I need that to take pictures for the Wood podcast that I do.
The Woods podcast.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Oh, yeah, he had to have, you know. We've got 30 viewers.
You know, where we live, there's like 4 billboards up about it.
Yeah, and
we can't even go to the store without being harassed about it.
Yeah, like the 30 people that watch us, they're always harassing us.
They stick their noses in my window at night and they smell what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
actually the fame. It's really hard.
So I gave him my camera. Well, he took my camera. I said, you have to take pictures for the podcast if you're going to keep that. So now he's going to follow us around. He's going to be the unofficial 3rd member of this podcast.
Yeah, at first it was kind of weird seeing a naked man following us around taking pictures, but I've gotten used to it.
He will not leave.
He won't leave.
He refuses.
And just so you guys know, don't get him confused with Little Man. Little Man is an entirely different creature.
Yeah, okay. We're not even going to get into the mythos of Little Man right now.
Just wanted to make sure, you know, they don't get confused.
You know, and Little Man is in fact different than the rapper Little Mang.
Yeah. Little Ming, totally different.
Just don't worry about it, okay?
Don't worry about our world. You guys keep bothering us about our world. You know, we'll tell you what we want to tell you.
So, what I was trying to get to is there might be pictures accompanying this podcast if he ever decides to upload them to Isaac.
Yeah, he doesn't have a computer, but we'll hopefully figure something out.
Yeah. And I just want to reiterate that this is not me taking these pictures.
It's not him.
Just a second. Hold still, Isaac. Gotta get it in focus. It's not me.
It's not him.
I'm Jim Guadalupe.
He's Jim Guadalupe, not the Naked Man following
Society.
us. The Green Bean Society. Don't get it fucked up. Don't get it twisted, dude. So now this is a new path. We are going down a new path, and we're in like the middle of the woods right now. This is like totally different from the other path.
Yes, this is a different path in the same location.
And honestly, I'd say that this is a little bit more beautiful.
You know, I have been on this path by myself in the past. You know, as I told you last night.
Yeah.
And it's a great path.
I like it a lot.
It gets a little bit muddy, but I'll carry you.
Okay.
Like you're my new bride.
Of course. And, you know, we could also use the naked man as a little bridge.
Yeah.
He likes that, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. He does a little giggle. He goes,
I don't really want to talk about him. You know, he's freaking me out.
Yeah. I mean, he's got good intentions, I think.
Maybe. I mean, he did stab your last guest at the end of the last podcast.
But did he not deserve it?
You know, that John Applegale's, you know, he kept changing his name.
He kept changing his name.
That wasn't a good guy. Don't listen to that guy. You know,
don't listen to John Applegale's.
I listened to all the raw footage. I got inside that guy's head. You know, he's a bad guy. So let's just focus on me. Jim Guadalupe.
Don't forget the name Jim Guadalupe.
Speaking of last episode's podcast, I've been thinking a lot about the dead possum.
Yeah, you know, I
discovered.
got that out of my mind, but now that you bring it up, it's haunting me still.
I wanted to bring it up here in a safe environment, in the woods.
Yeah, in the other path that doesn't have the dead possum on it.
Now, let's try to dig deep into this subject without getting into complete bean mode.
Okay.
What do you think about spooky shit, supernatural shit? What do you think?
So, I have the opinion of, you know, I don't necessarily want to say supernatural shit isn't real, but I don't want to say it is real, and I don't want to fuck with it in any way, shape, or form. For instance, ghosts. Like, if somebody tries to fucking give me like a Ouija board, fuck that shit.
He will not fuck with Ouija boards.
Why would I want to fuck with a ghost, you know? Like, they can live, you know, do their own thing. I'll do my own thing. And I think if they are real, they respect that.
If they are. You're just covering all your bases.
I'm covering all my bases. I don't want to hurt them.
We've come across the first
hurdle, bog.
Or puddle. And we can do this, Isaac.
We gotta go down this stick.
I did that, but there's going to be like 8 more of them that are just this big.
That's okay, dude.
Okay.
I'm in for the journey.
You know, I don't know how that little man with the camera follows us.
Ah!
Did you guys get that stick breaking ASMR?
I made it halfway down the stick and then I fell.
Okay,
but
I have a camera.
I didn't fall into the water. I just like my toes dipped in there, you know?
I don't like this, dude.
Yeah, that naked man gave Jim Guadalupe the camera and he's scared that he's gonna drop it.
Yeah, it's like this teasing thing he does. He's like, "Oh, don't drop my camera."
Don't drop the camera, you're gonna break the camera. But he doesn't say that because like he doesn't say anything.
Now, if you listen to this first podcast, you probably noticed that Isaac sounded like a demon at times.
Well, you can't blame me for that.
He does have a little demonic little tinge in his looks and voice. But we're trying to prevent that. So Isaac, please stop getting close to me.
Okay. I'll try. When you stepped through that little part, it sounded like a little like stomach getting deflated.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool.
I'm gonna take a picture. I mean, I'm gonna get out of the way so cameraman can take a picture.
Yeah, Jim Guadalupe, get out of here.
Our second block. Isaac, here's my mic. Don't talk into it.
I am not talking into his mic. I am talking into my mic. As Jim Guadalupe gets out of the way so that the naked man can take a picture. Naked man is now taking a picture of what seems to be a puddle in the middle of the path that we are going to somehow have to trek around. This might be a little bit of a journey for us, but we're always willing to tackle these journeys in front of us. For we are true men of the woods. And now that naked man has taken the photos necessary.
Wow. Wait, okay. Never mind. Cut that part out.
All right. This podcast is going to have a lot more cuts than the last one. I don't think I cut a single thing last time.
It's because it was genius. So we can turn around. Oh, I know what I was going to say.
We're going further.
By the way, the naked man taking pictures. He's never used a digital camera before.
Yeah, so don't get mad at him.
Don't get mad at him. If you give him polite recommendations on how to better his craft, then maybe
he will use those.
Maybe he'll get better. And maybe as you continually to support the Woods podcast.
Yeah, you gotta be nice with our friends.
Maybe if you give nice suggestions and help this poor naked man out by episode 50 of the Woods podcast, God bless, hopefully.
He'll figure it out.
You'll have great pictures and you'll say, wow, I contributed to that.
Yeah, and then you'll have a stake in our company, but you won't get any money from it.
No. We actually, I hijacked Isaac's bank account to donate all the proceeds from this podcast to the Green Bean Society.
Yeah, which I did call the police on you, but they said that you're untouchable.
Yeah, ooh, this is evidence of people.
Jim Guadalupe he has the police paid off.
Just don't worry about it, man.
Well, it's a little bit worrying,
Just
not gonna lie.
Get in the way of the Green Bean Society.
But you're an untouchable force.
That's why you should just stay out of my way.
All right. I wanted to talk about something real quick that I don't think that you've heard about yet. It's recent news involving Shane Dawson.
Oh, no.
Well, it's old news that got brought up again, just like the Michael Jackson thing. It's crazy how this is happening all the time now.
Okay, I vote we fucking head back. Because it's just going to be like 4 more miles of swamp.
Well, I'm in for the journey.
Okay, never mind. It is me. I have little faith. On about Shane Dawson, please.
So, Shane Dawson, a while back, he was on somebody's podcast, and he made a joke about, well, we're not really sure if it was a joke or not. The way that he said it could have been taken as a joke, could have not been. But he basically said that he did sexual things with his cat. And
that's got to be a joke.
And, I hope that it's a joke. Which I'm not going to say whether it is or not, because I don't know. But people brought it back up again, and this was like a year or two back that this happened, and it just got resurfaced. And it's really weird that this keeps happening with the Michael Jackson thing, with this. Like, I thought this was over and done with. And when I saw it again, I was like, wait, didn't this happen a while back? And it did, but they brought it back.
Now, that, as the co-host of a podcast that might, in the future, or already say some pretty, wacky stuff.
Yeah.
I think we gotta look past that stuff. I mean, unless his, cat died of, anal fucking tearing.
Yeah. But,
I don't think there's any stake in it.
And the thing is, I would have to assume that it's a joke, Because, you're not going to go on a podcast and say that you did sexual things with your cat. That's not something that you do. And Shane Dawson has been on the internet for a long time. I don't think he's stupid enough to go and do something like that. But I hope that people can start to realize, leave shit in the past. You don't have to bring it back up, It happened, and we moved past it as a society.
Exactly.
And now you want to bring it back?
Exactly.
What's the point?
No, there is no point. Just let the man fuck his cat. That's all I gotta say.
And it's just crazy to me. I did want to talk about something a little bit more light of a topic. I want to talk about Buff Carell. We have to plug Buff Carell.
We got to give our boy Buff Carell a plug. Honestly.
Buff Carell is the best He's the best dancer on YouTube.
He's the best person.
He's the best person on YouTube. He reminds me of Alex the lion from Madagascar.
You know, when you said that quote, I was blown away because you're 100% right.
It's true. If you guys don't know who Buff Carell is, go search him up. Give him a search. I'm trying to think of a song that I would recommend, but I would just recommend any of them because they're all good.
I would recommend my personal favorite, either Guillotine by Death Grips.
That's a good one.
Or, what song he did? He did one of them by Animal Collective. It was either like My Girls or I think it might have been My Girls.
Yeah, so just look. He posts a lot. And so that's a lot of content that you can just consume.
It's like I was saying, those are the type of YouTube channels I go for because I
Exactly.
I want to talk about one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
The King.
The King?
More specifically, the Little King.
Yeah.
Little King John and Rat Boy
No.
Genius.
Do you really want to put Rat Boy Genius on the podcast?
Okay, listen, America, audience, anyone who hears this, Jim Guadalupe, unironically love Rat Boy Genius.
He loves Rat Boy Genius, dude. And it's too much for me, man. It's too much for me. Just you guys go watch it.
Go
you
watch
guys
Rat Boy Genius.
tell us what you
Do
think.
not just watch Potato Knishes, okay?
Don't do it.
Don't. That's just one little clip.
You know,
And,
you
that
have
song's
to.
an actual banger. So don't even come at me with Potato Knishes.
I feel like I have watched enough of Rat Boy Genius to have my own opinion on it.
You know, my personal favorite is The Flood, the Little King John story arc. You know, but you know that's just personal. For those of you who don't know and can't watch it right now, Rat Boy Genius is this crudely animated 3D rat who talks with like a Microsoft Sam robot voice.
And it takes place in
No,
a world
okay.
made in Minecraft.
That's where Rat Boy ends up. That's not where he started out, okay? He lived in Rat Boy's kingdom, and then he had a dream of Minecraft.
You see, Jim Guadalupe is pretty deep in this.
Okay, so if you guys heard that and you're like, that's stupid, you're 100% right. It's dumb. But it's also one of my favorite examples of a creator and artist who had a vision. And even if the way to make that vision wasn't 100% reflective of his original vision, it becomes something else. It becomes its own thing. You know, he couldn't afford to make these great 3D, modeled characters just for his little songs. And by the way, it's all musical. It's very much about the music.
And I respect that part of it, but like, damn, this might be a part where we have to.
No, dude. So I remember going on the outside ledge here.
Okay.
This is called the Pond of Isolation, by the way.
Yeah, we are crossing through it, and I feel so lonely. I feel so very lonely. Jim Guadalupe and Naked Man are embracing each other because of the loneliness that we feel at this very moment. But I don't trust Naked Man yet, so I'm not embracing him.
Okay, so this is a pretty great place.
This is a really nice little place.
Last time I was here, it was snowing softly, and it was very beautiful.
Very pretty.
So should we do that segment where we stop and describe what we're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've got some different types of trees this time. We got some little pine, some little like regular old trees, and we got on the left and right we got a mixture of these pine trees and these regular trees, and it's really beautiful, and it's covering this path. And there will be some pictures hopefully added into the podcast for you as a visual. Maybe. Possibly, if Naked Man
If we can find the naked
can
camera,
find them. But it's really pretty. And I'm kind of starting to doubt Naked Man. Like, why are we trusting him with our pictures? But it's too far to turn back now.
Well, you know, I've already been over that he stole my camera.
He did steal.
I was going to
Sam's
do
camera.
it, you know. Me, Jim Guadalupe.
Jim Guadalupe's camera. So I want to talk to you about the Green Bean Society a bit more. So you've told me very little about the Green Bean Society, and now that my money is all into it, I want to know more.
You know, I'm not really sure if you do.
I do though. You've taken all of my money.
The Green Bean Society isn't something you can just bring up.
The only reason I don't have lavalier mics right now for us is because you stole all my money for the Green Bean Society, Jim Guadalupe.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about the Green Bean Society.
Okay.
I have to give you some historical context.
Okay.
Back in 1803,
Yeah.
scientist and father Jonathan T. White
All right.
was working in his family's estate laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, the British Royal Crown was funding under-the-table research
Okay.
into substances that could either turn normal metals into gold, like lead, or that makes super soldiers. Now, I know. It sounds like a fucking movie plot, but hear me out, okay?
So now I do want to ask you one question. Were any of the test subjects named Steve Rogers and or Bruce Banner?
Don't shut up, man. What are you trying to do? You're trying to make fun of what I'm trying to bring to this table.
No, I'm sorry.
The knowledge that I have.
This is just Jim Guadalupe. This is a
Jesus, man,
comedic
you know.
podcast. I was trying to make a joke. I'm sorry.
I told you, the Green Bean Society is not a joke. It's
I
not
know.
funny.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep the podcast entertaining for these kids.
So
we are looking.
we're looking at a seemingly impassable.
It's a flooded path and it's very long.
Yeah.
And we don't really know what's past it and if it keeps being flooded like this, so we might head back. But we're gonna keep this podcast rolling until we get all the way back. But so Jim Guadalupe.
Yeah.
You were telling me super soldiers and gold.
I don't want to go into that anymore.
Damn, Jim Guadalupe.
Okay. I'll tell you what. If you find young kiddies, stick around to the end, and just walk in the woods with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you all about the Green Bean Society.
Okay, I'll take that deal.
Okay.
You guys better stick around though. You guys didn't listen to me last time when I told you not to comment. I saw 2 comments. 2 comments. That means Sam wasn't a rat.
Who?
Sam, we didn't come up with a name for him last time, except he kept changing his name. From Jim Abigail's to Willie Dilly
It was
to Sam.
John Abigail's.
John Abigail's. I couldn't even remember. There were so many names. But we got Jim Guadalupe today, who has stuck with this singular name, which is very nice.
It's because I'm one person, dude. You invited me on this podcast. You reached out. You said, Jim Guadalupe.
Yeah, I know. But after the first guest, I was kind of just expecting everybody to be that bad. It's good, though, because hopefully a little man won't have to kill this one. Because, John Abigail's, we'll call him John Abigail's.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a recurring guest.
He got stabbed by a little man.
He got stabbed.
I feel like there's already too many naked little men in our podcast. That's a problem.
But little man isn't naked. He's wearing a nice little suit.
That's like some Freudian stuff.
Little man isn't naked, though.
You
I
guys
made
want
sure that he has the best suit before you stole all my money.
You guys want to have a recurring segment where we talk about our dreams? Because I have a weird dream I want to talk about.
Let's talk about dreams.
No, I changed my mind. We got to cut all this. I can't talk about that dream.
We won't talk about that dream. I'll talk about one of my dreams. Jim Guadalupe, I told him about this dream the other day that I had as a child. I kept having it recurring. It was a recurring dream for me. And basically, in this dream, I would be sitting, right? And I was outside and my house was in view. And my brothers were getting chased by this realistic looking bear running around in circles.
You could just say a bear.
But I wanted to make sure that they didn't think it was a cartoon bear.
I mean, but like if you just said bear.
I'm trying to be as descript.
Well, then what color is he? Huh? How big is he?
He's a brown bear, and he's pretty large.
Now that you said realistic, I now pictured everything else not being realistic.
Well, not everything else was really realistic because I was sitting in a chair eating very cartoonish popcorn.
Okay.
And it was really weird. And I was just watching this bear chase my brothers. But then this ball of light comes flying at me and I start running. I start running from this ball of light around my house. And then it gets me and I just see a big flash of light, like a white light. And then that was it. That was the dream.
That's great.
And I don't want anybody trying to look into what this dream means.
See, that's why I didn't want to say my dream.
Well,
but
I'm
now
not
I'm going
that scared
to.
of it, but like...
Okay, so I didn't want anyone to know my dream. Because in this dream, I found a young Asian child.
A young Asian child, you say?
Yes, and I was in this weird, wacky, like, dorm house. And he was very upset, and I said, hey, man, you want to come watch TV with me?
All right.
He was very upset, and we just kind of, like, sat on the couch and watched TV. And I was like, you don't got to be so sad all the time.
Wow.
Like, I can't really remember anything else. I just remember sitting on the couch with this young Asian child. A respectable distance away, by the way.
To be fair, though, Jim Guadalupe, you have a lot of Asians in your life, so that does make a little bit of sense. He's looking at me in disgust for some reason, like it's not true.
The Green Bean Society will hear this.
I'm sorry, it's true. You just have a lot of Asian friends. I don't see...
They rampantly abandon their kids. Not all Asian people, just the friends I have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on. So I wanna talk Jim Guadalupe. I wanna talk about March Madness.
I don't give a shit about that.
I know you don't, but I do. Hey, Jim Guadalupe, look at me in the eyes.
Yeah.
Whose podcast is it? Whose podcast is it, Jim Guadalupe? I'm backing him into a tree right now, and he is fearful. He's fearful of what I can do. My power.
It's your podcast, Isaac.
So, March Madness is coming around the corner, and everybody's filling out their brackets. Jim Guadalupe. Gwim Guadalupe. How many brackets have you filled out in your life?
Probably about 0, because I'm
0.
not dumb.
Because he's a little bitch. That's all I wanted to say about the matter. Moving on from March Madness. Let's talk about the YouTube channel. Let's talk about what we want the YouTube channel to be. It's going to be my YouTube channel, but, Jim Guadalupe will be a part of it. Let's talk about this for a second. So we got the podcast rolling, and that's gonna be the main thing about. Okay, Jim Guadalupe is just walking away now. I'm staring at him, and he is staring at me. We have locked eyes across the woods. He looks fearful. But he is now praying. He is praying to the gods among him that somebody can save him from this wretched world that we live in. Not even the Green Bean Society can save him from this mortality. This mortality that we live in. And now he's back. Welcome back, Jim Guadalupe.
Hey man, it's been a long time.
It's been about 5 minutes, but that's a long time in your world.
Yeah.
So, as I was talking about before, the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel doesn't necessarily have any sort of sense of direction other than this podcast, but I plan on putting stuff on it, like some videos and stuff around that, that sphere of things. But basically, it's just going to be a creative outlet for me to put whatever I feel like putting on there.
Furry porn.
No.
This is the furry porn podcast.
I don't want to be associated with furry porn.
So what's your
in any way,
favorite
shape,
furry
or form. No furry porn.
I heard that you like stinky diaper furry porn.
Oh yeah, Jim Guadalupe. Well, I heard that you don't like Asians.
Don't say stuff like that.
Oh yeah? Then don't say stuff about furry porn, Jim Guadalupe.
That's a cool ass tree.
Well, that is a really cool ass tree.
Hey little man, come here.
The naked man grabs the camera from Sam's belt. From Jim Guadalupe's belt. And he is now about to take a picture of this really cool tree. It reminds me of Bridge to Terabithia. Remember when that little girl, I believe her name was Leslie, she died tragically?
That shit fucked me up.
That shit fucked me up as a kid, dude. I never wanted to go into the woods again. But then I was thrusted out here against my own will. And now I am one with the woods. I got past that fear. This is a message to all you out there. You can get past your fears. Just force yourself. Force yourself. Get somebody to force you.
Just drink a lot of vodka.
Drink a lot of vodka and every fear you have goes away. Become an alcoholic.
Okay, what's up with this, okay?
Okay. Oh, there's some hand warmers.
Someone left their fucking trash.
This is some garbage right here, dude.
This is the trash alert.
Respect the woods. Respect the woods, boys. Why don't you pick it up?
Because I'm holding the naked little man.
Fuck you. You know I could be holding the naked little man, but you're... Now I have the hand warmers.
What a good dog.
Oh, you fucker. So, I want you guys to tell me in the comments below what you think of Jim Guadalupe. Should I have him back? Should I not? You guys are his entire jury on the matter.
Yeah, I've been held hostage in Isaac's basement after stealing all his money.
Yeah, you see, I had to take matters into my own hands. He is above the law, but he is not above me. I've been stuck in his basement. He brought me along because he didn't want to leave me alone. Last time he left me alone, I chewed up all the rugs and couch a little bit. And dude, rugs are expensive, dude, and I don't have any money to replace them now.
Okay, this is just a straight up fucking creek.
Yeah, we gotta.
How'd we get
find
past
a
this
way.
shit the first time?
I don't know. I think we just,
We just raw
said
dogged
fuck it.
We just raw dogged it.
Yeah, we just said fuck it, and we did it. So today's trek is really a trek. It's a journey.
Fuck you.
Okay. He's a little salty about being in my basement, but I fed you some hot dog buns. You should be a little bit appreciative.
You put hot dog water on the buns.
I soaked them in hot dog water. And I ate all the hot dogs. He got some of the buns.
Only one.
Only 1.5. And then I gave you at least a little bit of hot dog water on the side.
Oh my god. Are we almost at the end of this podcast?
How long is it at?
It's at 40 minutes.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
God, I can't contain this Green Bean Society
Jim
secret.
Guadalupe, if you want to come back on this podcast and not be trapped in my basement for the rest of eternity, you're going to have to deal with it.
Okay, fine.
You have to talk to him sternly sometimes. He doesn't understand the common language that we all know and love, you know? So I just sunk. I almost got trapped in the mud.
I can't wait to do a night version of this podcast.
Yeah, we're totally going to do a night version of the podcast at some point. We just have to figure out logistics. But yeah. I'm definitely excited to do a night version of the podcast. Especially now that I have this hand warmers wrapper. Now we can take this with us and use it to combat any ghosts or ghouls that come after us. Or any wolves or any birds of prey. Any eagles, any ostriches, any... You know, people aren't as afraid of ostriches as they should be.
Honestly, dude, I've been around a lot of animals. I wouldn't fuck with an ostrich.
Dude, ostriches are fucking terrifying. Like, I wouldn't want to be next to an ostrich.
I would not want to be next to an ostrich.
Like, they're huge.
They are absolutely massive.
If they wanted to, they could charge into me and just barrel through me.
People don't know this, that ostriches get like 12 feet tall.
And they're fucking, they're like mass.
Yeah, they weigh like 550 pounds, you know?
That's a lot of poundage.
Yeah, dude, they run faster than most airplanes can fly.
And I don't need that around me, you know? These superhuman ostriches.
Their eggs are unbreakable.
People don't understand that ostriches are the true detriment to society.
The Green Bean Society has shot tank missiles, tank rockets at ostrich eggs, and they were fine. I was there.
Well, it's because of the impenetrable juices around the eggs.
People just don't know this much about animals. It kind of makes me sick.
Yeah, honestly, like animals, a lot of them are really nice, you know? We got our dogs, we got our cats, but then you talk about some ostriches and some fucking, you know, the fucking, you know?
Shut up.
Okay. So we're making this trek back through this path.
It's a lot fucking longer this way.
The problem is with this is that every place has water all over it. And like these sticks that we are climbing on right now are actually fairly slippery.
And as I said, I'm holding the microphone, a little man, his camera,
Yeah, he's holding a lot while I'm holding this hand warmer wrapper.
a bag of Lay's barbecue chips.
But you know, Jim Guadalupe should have thought before he crossed me.
I'm gonna fall. You're about to hear the ASMR of a cameraman falling into a puddle.
Alright, so I think if we stall for another few minutes, we can call it good.
No, we have one last secret.
We do have one last secret.
Okay. So, the real truth about the Green Bean Society. 1802.
Which is 1 year before 1803, which he previously said.
Okay, well, 1802 is when Dr. White started his research
Okay.
into turning lead into gold
Okay.
and causing superhuman growth.
Yes.
By that time, he had 32 subjects he was testing on.
Okay.
He really cared about the super soldier thing, and he started doing a lot of fucked up shit. Like he put mercury into people's veins. He deprive them of sleep for days, and then give them a drug that increases their adrenaline, and then make them fight off various wild animals, because he believed that would unlock their primitive instincts of a warrior.
Of course.
So all those subjects don't matter. All those tests do not matter. They all failed, except one. Test subject one, Stanley Clark, a 13-year-old boy.
Okay.
He was off the streets of London. They kidnapped him, and they fed him only green beans, gunpowder,
Okay.
and rotten milk mixed with gin.
To a 13-year-old boy, we're talking.
Yeah, 3 times a day
Okay.
for 4 years.
So now, can we ask for, like, measurements of, like, for instance, the gin? How much gin are we talking?
You know, they don't really specify. They don't really go into that. They just said they had rotten milk, a big jug of it mixed with gin.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that's really the point.
All right.
Obviously, the point is the green beans.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Now, just after
where it got the
7
name.
weeks of only eating green beans and gunpowder, his skin turned green.
All right.
And then it turned back to normal.
Okay.
That all happened within a day. It turned green. He woke up, it was green. By the time he went to bed, it was normal.
All right.
That led like this big interest into him. They said, what is going on? So they started doing more experiments. They started giving poison in his food to see what it would do to him. And he was always fine. He never, like, they gave him like a whole bunch of cyanide, and he took a real sudden nap, and they're like, oh fuck, we killed Green Bean Kid.
But
He just woke up, you know, he just took a
woke
nap.
up.
He yawned, he was like, wow, I'm fucking hungry. Ate some green beans.
Always green beans.
After 4 years of this, in 1807, one day, they went to go check on him in his cell. He was gone. All that was there was a pile of green beans.
Oh. So Stanley Clark escaped.
Stanley Clark escaped
Okay.
with his new powers that awoke within him. Now, due to the green beans' nature, he could now hear thousands of miles away.
Whoa.
He could hear so well he could hear your brain working.
Wow.
He could smell everything.
He
The
could
whole entire
smell.
world. There was nothing
Wow.
he just couldn't smell at once.
That's really crazy.
With all this infinite power, he obviously became a great man. And he started taking in orphans. And, of course, feeding them green beans.
Of course, as you would.
He did this in isolation in a Scottish castle for 45 years.
Wow.
Eventually, in 1852, the English army said, you can't do this anymore. They got word of all the freaking mutants that were there.
Okay.
So they hired a man by the name of Timothy Starch
Okay.
to go in there and kill everyone in their sleep.
Wow. He
No.
Anakin'd them?
He Anakin'd him. This man Anakin'd him. They hired him to go be a prospect subject to get the green bean transformation,
All right.
and he died. He killed them all.
Wow.
And we started a society off that somehow. Goodbye.
I was gonna say, the moral of the story, kids, eat your beans, your gunpowder, your rotten milk and gin.